Welcome to our 12th battle report of the Abyssal Realms. This time we take our battle to the deep jungles of the ShadowSea. On the southern shore of the skeletal coast of the ShadowSea lies the Içana River. The Içana is a long, winding, crystal clear river that runs deep into the lands of the ShadowSea and connects the beaches of the skeletal coast to the Sunless Kingdom fungal forests, all the way to the uncharted jungles of the Axibalan Empire. In one location on this river, an Axibalan hunting party searches the shore for artifacts recently stolen by fortune hunters, and the chance to hunt down and exterminate Draconids. Kotloxi, the Ridgeback Lizard Lord, and Kalath the Reaver lie in wait to ambush the unsuspecting Axibalans. Long have the Axibalans hunted down their Draconid creations. The hunters now become the hunted. This is the battle of the Içana River. Will the Axibalan hunting party quell their upstart and dangerous creations? Or will the Draconid Legion exact bloody revenge upon their creators? Here are the lists we'll be using. Let's review the Draconid list. This is my 800-point Draconid Legion list. It's 800 points on the nose, and I've included a couple of big personality models, and this is really pretty much a melee focused force. There's a little bit of range shooting, and we've got a cannon master in there to maybe do some really long range, heavy hitting firepower, but for the most part this is a charge up into their face, get stuck in and wreck house. So let's go over each one of these models in turn for this Draconid Legion force. This is Kotloxi, the Ridgeback Lizardman Lord. He's Quality 3 and Combat 5, and he's a personality model. He's got 3 points of armor on the body with a shield, and he is a leader, amphibious, savage, tail slap, big, combo attack 2-hit, and tough. He's tough, so he only gets doubled on doubles or triples. He's big, and so he's +1 against smaller enemies, but he's also easier to hit. He is armed with a big obsidian-edged club, which is hand-to-hand +1 and armor break 2, and he's got big sharp teeth, which is hand-to-hand +1 and armor break 1. He's got heavy scales, which is head armor 3 and body armor 3, and he's also got a bash with his shield. He's tough, so he's got a lot of wounds in the body, so there's a lot of meat to grind through to get this guy down. This is Kalath the Reaver. He is Quality 3, Combat 5. He is a hero, mounted, huge, fearless, tough, thick skull, and combo attack 3-hit. He's a hero, so he always gets 1 automatic success when rolling quality checks. He's huge, so he gets +1 against smaller enemies, but he's also easier to hit. He's tough, so he has extra wounds and only fallen on double or triple. Thick skull gains +1 to head armor, and combo attack 3 hits means he can continue doing hits if he wounds an opponent with his first hit. He has huge horns as his first weapon, which is hand-to-hand +2 and armor break 2. Huge stomp, which is hand-to-hand +1 and armor break 3. Big battle axe is hand-to-hand +1 and armor break 2. He's got head armor 4 and body armor 4, and a shield which he can shield bash with. So overall, he is a very heavy-duty, hard-hitting hero unit, and we'll see if he does any damage in this game. This is the Jade Salamander. He is Quality 4, Combat 4. He's got 2 body armor, and his special abilities are Big, Berserk, Energy Resistance, Tail Slap, Tough, Combo Attack 2-hit. He's Berserk, so he must charge things that are line of sight. Energy Resistant, he gets resistance against spells and ranged attacks. Tail Slap, he can do a slap on an enemy's recoil. He's tough, so he also has extra wounds and only fallen on double or triple. His weapons are a big sword, which is hand-to-hand +1 and armor break 2. He's got big sharp teeth with hand-to-hand +1 and armor break 1, and big talons with hand-to-hand +1 and armor break 1. He's head armor 3 and body armor of 2, and so he's got some pretty tough hide to get through all those wound boxes on his body, so he's going to be a little bit hard to get down as well. This is a Draconid Cannon Master. He's Quality 3, Combat 4. He's got body armor of 2. His special abilities are Bombard, Energy Resistance, Tail Slap, and Ether Tech. Bombard, he can load and fire artillery with and scenic weapons, and it gets +1 to roll when shooting at scenic terrain. He's Energy Resistant, so attacks and ranged spell attacks at -2 CS or SA. Tail Slap, he can, when an enemy recoils, he can hit them, and on a 1 or 2 they're fallen. He has a dragon cannon as his weapon. It's projectile long +2, armor break 4, reload 2 actions, artillery, unstable, and blast -1 short radius. He also has short sword, which is hand-to-hand +0, and sharp teeth, which is hand-to-hand +0. His body armor is head and body is 2, so he's going to hang back and shoot at the enemy as they approach. This guy is the Ridgeback Gorger. He's Quality 3, Combat 4, and he's got body armor of 1. His special abilities are Amphibious, Savage, Tail Slap, Bloodthirsty, and Shooter. He's amphibious, so he can operate both in land and on water. Savage, he actually does more damage when he doubles or triples. He's also bloodthirsty, which means he preferentially targets enemies within one long stick that are fallen, transfixed, or entangled. His weapons are a heavy stone polearm, which is hand-to-hand +1 and armor break 1. He has a throwing net, which is hand-to-hand +0 and entangle, and javelins, which are medium projectiles. He has body armor 1, so he's a little lightly armored, but he is actually quality 3 trooper model, so hopefully he gets more actions in the game than normal. This is a Ridgeback Lancer. He's quality 4, combat 4. He's body armor 2. His special abilities are amphibious, savage, and tail slap. He's armed with a stone-tipped spear, which is hand-to-hand +0 and has reach, and he has also sharp teeth, which are hand-to-hand +0. His body is armor 2 and his head is armor 1, so he's a pretty standard frontline trooper, and he's going to go in there and try to get people with his spear. My final model to round out my 800-point list is a Ridgeback Stalker. He is quality 3, combat 3. He has body armor 1. His special abilities are amphibious, savage, tail slap, stealth, and shooter. He has savage, so he inflicts 3 wounds on doubling an opponent's combat score. He has stealth, so he's immune to ranged and spell attacks if adjacent to partial cover. It's negated for that turn if the model attacks. He's a medium shooter, and his weapons are a bow with poison, which is projectile medium, +0, which has dangerous poison. He's got a bone sword, which is hand-to-hand +0, and sharp teeth, which is hand-to-hand +0. Light body armor in this guy, so he's going to try to hug cover and shoot from a distance and keep people at bay.
Now let's review the Axibalan Empire list.
So this is my Axibalan list. It's approached this to be kind of a mixed arms force, so it's got some of the Axibalan melee hard hitters, along with a few of the ranged models and one of their sorceresses. So it should be able to engage both at range and in melee.
So since we've seen most of these models in previous battle reports, we're just going to jump right in and talk about the hero model for the Axibalans.
So this is Chamalma, Warrior of Legend. She is a personality model, quality 2, combat 4. She has hero, so always receives 1 automatic success when making any check rolls or activation rolls. Also, once per game, can reroll 1 bad dice roll. She has tough, so extra wounds and only fallen on a double or triple. She is agile, so gets +1 to climb and leap activity rolls, and ranged attacks get a -1, and ranged attack spells get a -1 unless she's transfixed. She is armed with Ancient Bow and Explosive Arrows, which are a medium range projectile with +1 to hit. Armor break 2, a short radius -1 blast, and unstable. And for melee, she has bow blades, which are hand-to-hand +1, and armor break 1, and an obsidian knife, which is just a hand-to-hand weapon. She also has a side defense helm, so she's got +2 to will checks when defending against psychic spells, attacks, or effects.
Alright, the scenario that we're playing today is Salvage. We've already pre-placed the treasure tokens on the table. John, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about this mission?
In Salvage, there are 6 treasure tokens on the tabletop. Picking up a treasure token takes 1 action, then you roll on a table to see the treasure type. On a 1, it's corroded junk worth 0 victory points. On a 2 to 3, it's golden treasure with 1 victory point. On a 4 to 5, it's ether crystals worth 2 victory points. On a 6, it's an ancient artifact. And you have to randomly determine what that artifact is.
Right, you determine what it is when you pick it up, right?
Yep. And there will also always be at least 1 ancient artifact, so the last treasure is an ancient artifact if 1 has not been found. And the victory points are total based off what I just read there, plus there's 5 victory points for the sites with the largest number of golden treasure and ancient artifacts at the end of the battle.
Gotcha. Okay, so we are going to roll for first turn when we come back. So the mission is Salvage, and our warbands will determine who's attacker and defender, and we'll come back and deploy. Okay, we're going to roll for first turn. John's going to be the copper die. I'm going to be the red die. Here we go. Oh, looks like I am the attacker in this scenario. So we're going to come back after we deploy, and we'll get started. Okay, we have deployed. So the Draconid Legion has deployed on this side. So we've got basically everyone kind of huddling around Kotlaxi, the leader. We've got the Cannon Master on the flank. And we've got some of the other models over here, hopefully getting some activation bonuses there. So really just kind of a strong center with a little bit of a flank ranged support. So John, tell us a little bit about your deployment.
I just wanted to keep everybody, like you said, in proximity to my leader as well.
Yep.
I did put my hero out a little bit further since she's quality 2 already, so she doesn't need to stay in close proximity with it. So.
Doesn't need the support as much. Okay, so that's deployment. We are going to move on to the top of turn 1. Draconid Legion. Okay, top of turn 1, Draconid Legion. I'm going to start on this flank. I'm just going to do some quick activations and move these guys up. Not going to risk flubbing an activation roll this early in the game. So these guys are just going to move up. Move him right there. Actually, get him right there. It's fine. Alright, next up, I'm going to activate Kalath the Reaver. He's a hero, so he activates on 2 dice. He's within a long stick of the leader, so I need 2s on 2 dice. So he's got an automatic success.
He's got a heroic activation.
And so that gives him a heroic activation, so we're just going to go ahead and take care of that right now. So Kalath gets 4 actions, so basically I pre-measured this off camera, so he's going to move up here. That takes 3 actions to get him right there, and then I'll use the 4th action to have him evade. Alright, next up I'm going to activate the Gorger. He's within a long stick of the leader, so he's quality 3, so he activates on 2s. So that's 3 actions. So we're just going to kind of, remember you can't go across models, so he's going to go 1. We're just going to kind of eyeball it here. 2. And I think we're just going to use partial of the last action. We're just going to get him right there. And that's his action. Next up, we're going to activate Kotlaxi here, my leader. He's a leader, and he's quality 3. So I need 3 ups. So 2 successes. I saw the 1 and I started to panic. So we're just going to move him up. Bing. There. And then we're just going to move him kind of right behind. I'm not going to use the full move, but we're just going to move him right there-ish. Just want him to stay stable. Let's do that. Put him right there. Next up, we're going to do the Jade Salamander. He's normally quality 3. He's normally quality 4. He is Berserk on the beginning of the game. He's also within a long stick of the leader, so he activates on 2s. So he gets 3 actions. So he must head towards the closest model that he can see. So that's kind of just generally straightforward. Oops. Okay, and I have 1 action remaining, and that's going to be the Draconid Cannon Master. So he's going to try to activate, do multiple activations. He's quality 3, so he needs 3s. 3 actions. Okay, so I got 3 actions with my Cannon Master. I pivoted it. Per the rules, you can pivot it without having to spend a drag action to actually move it. So we did the math, and we measured out the range. So we did certain number of long sticks, so it was within a long shot of John's hero model. However, I'm doing an aim, so I'm spending extra actions to aim. So let's work that out. He's normally combat 4, it's projectile plus 2, and a long shooter. I applied aim, so that's dice plus 6. And so, but I'm also minus 1, John, because of your agile ability.
Yep.
And the 2 aims are minus 1 each for you, so that's
Yep.
dice minus 2 for you. So the total is dice plus 5 versus dice plus 2?
Yep.
Okay, it sounds good. So dice plus 5 versus dice plus 2. Here we go. So 9 versus 7.
Yep.
It's a hit.
What's the armor break on that?
That is armor break 4.
Okay, so I only have armor 2.
Okay, so that Penn's armor.
So I took a wound.
Does not double you.
No.
So there's 1 wound on the hero. Did not double her, so she just takes a wound. She's not falling because she's tough. But it also does a blast radius of 1. So that's also going to hit the Rhino Man at minus 1 of my dice roll. So mine 9 or 8.
Yep.
So you have to roll against an 8 for the Rhino Man. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
So he is hit.
He is hit. What's this easy
Combat 4.
Combat 4. Yep, he's hit.
He's hit and takes a
armor
wound.
break 4, so he takes a wound. And he's probably not fallen?
He is fallen.
Oh,
he does not have tough.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay, so a wound and fallen. Alright, that was top of turn 1 for the Draconids. Surprisingly enough, I did not botch an activation roll. Mostly just kind of moved up. Draconid Cannon Master shot a cannon over here and hit some guys and did some wounds there, but just moving up the field at far turn 1, we're going to go bottom of turn 1, Axibalan Empire. All right, John, bottom of turn 1. What are we doing?
We're going to go to Maya Hool.
Hool.
And she is going to channel.
All right.
So she channels on 2s.
Sounds good.
2 power points.
2 power points. So you're going to save up some spell points, I'm assuming. All right. All right, John, what's next?
Now I'm going to go to my Bone Snappers.
All right.
They're quality 4, but they're Berserk, and it's a +1 quality, and they are within a long stick of my leader, so they activate on 2s.
Activating on 2s. Almost heroic.
So 2 actions for the first one.
That's right.
And he has to run towards the closest enemy, which is going to be the
Jade Salamander.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right up there.
And then we'll do the second one.
Absolutely. So same thing, quality 2. Oh, almost heroic.
Close.
You might even actually engage.
Yep, we're engaged.
You're engaged. Okay, so folks, for the purposes of this battle report, we assume that the water is shallow. And it's mostly just for scenic effects, so no issues there. So engaged, but didn't have enough steam to actually get an action in there, but you're in.
Yep. Next up, then, we'll go to Chimalma, the hero.
Got it.
So she has quality 2. She's also heroic, so she has 1 success automatic.
Right, and remember, she wasn't fallen last time because she's tough.
Yep. So 3 actions.
3 actions.
Contemplating a couple of things here.
Mm-hmm. All right, John, so you got 3 actions on her. What are we going to do? You're just going to move her up?
Yep, I'm going to move her up.
So you measured that out
Yep.
and kind of looked at your options, and the best option was to try to close on that cannon, maybe, huh?
I think so, yeah.
All right. What's next?
Next up, I'm going to activate a Moxley, Protector of Relics.
Yes.
So she is quality 3, but she's right next to my leader, so she activates on 2s.
2.
2 successes.
2 successes.
So let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to do a shot on Caliph there.
Okay, she's going to stay put and shoot a Caliph?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, John, 2 actions on that model. What are we going to do?
I'm going to do a shot at Caliph.
Okay. So what's the math on that?
I'm combat 3 with +1 for my weapon is 4. +1 for a large target is 5. -2 for range is 3. And -2 for evading, so I'm dice +1.
Right. And so I am combat 5. And I'm -1 because of your aim, so I'm dice +4.
Yep.
So it's 1 versus 4?
Yep.
Here we go. Ugh.
Yep, miss.
Yeah, that's a miss. All right. All right, what do we got going on next?
So next up, I'm going to activate Kothion.
Okay.
He has quality 4, but he's close to my leader, so we'll activate on 3s.
Sounds good.
2 successes.
2. All right. You going to go downtown?
Yep.
All
He's
right.
probably going to get charged, but...
Well, that's what he does. He's tough, though, right?
yeah, he's tough.
Yeah, he takes a looking and keeps on ticking.
And then we'll go to the Halatl Gate Smasher.
Okay, the Rhino Man.
Yep.
Got it.
He also activates on 3s.
Activating on 3s because of the leader. And spinning.
3 successes.
3.
So he'll spend 1 to stand up.
Yep. Oh, that's right. He was falling. He had a wound on his body, huh?
Yep. And then he will...
Get downtown, too.
Yep.
All right.
And then my my leader will do a quick activation and just try to stay centrally located.
Yep, smart.
Because we're a little bit out there, but...
Yeah, people moving forward, you want to keep pace.
Yep.
Yeah, just put it down there. Yeah. Wobbly model.
Yep.
It's all good.
And I think that's my turn.
Okay, I think you're right. Everyone's moved. So John's moving up, getting some spell points on the caster, moving his guys up, and even engaging a little bit. So we're going to move now to top of turn 2, Draconid Legion. Okay, top of turn 2, we're going to start with Caliph. He's quality 3. He's within a long stick of a leader. So he activates on 2.
2 dice only.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. I keep forgetting that. He is a hero, so 1 actual, 1 automatic success, so 2 dice. So that would be a heroic activation. So he gets 4 actions. So we're just going to go ahead and move up. So it takes him there. We'll do a slide-in attack.
So he's not getting a charge bonus with that.
Well, actually, let's rethink that. So I would, if I start there, One movement gets me there, so
Yep.
I guess we do 2 actions to get there. So that's a rush.
Yep.
And we'll do a mighty blow.
1 point.
1 point mighty blow. So let's do the math on that.
So you are combat 5.
Combat 5.
You are bigger than me, so 6. You rushed, so you're at 8.
Right.
And
My
you're-
weapon is Huge Horns, which is hand to hand plus 2.
So you're at dice plus 10.
Yeah. Mounted plus 1 versus non-mounted figure, but I think that is also
Yeah,
part of
because
the huge. Yep. So I am dice plus 10, and you are.
I'm combat 4 with a plus 1 weapon, so 5 minus 1 for your mighty blow, so I am at dice plus 4.
10 versus 4. Here we go.
So I got a
13
6,
and
so
a
you
6.
doubled me, so
Doubled
he
you.
is dead. Because he had 1 wound previously.
He had 1 wound previously. He only got 3 wounds?
He's only got 3 wounds.
Okay, so
Yep.
he's dead. So next up, we're going to do the Ridgeback Lancer. We're just going to do quick activations with these guys. Better safe than sorry. And then with this guy, he is quality 3, but I'm still just going to do a quick activation. I'm going to move this away. Going to get him moving up. Okay, next up we're going to do the Jade Salamander. He is quality 4 normally. He's still Berserk because he has not taken a wound in hand-to-hand or failed a quality check. And he's within a long stick of my leader, so he activates on 2. So 3 successes. Okay, so he's got 3 actions. His first attack is going to be a Mighty Blow, so that's 2 actions. So he is combat 4. He's bigger, so that's plus 1. He also has a big sword, which is also plus 1. So I'm dice plus 6. And John, you are?
I'm combat 4 with plus 1 for my weapon is 5 minus 1 for the mighty blow, so I'm at dice plus 4.
Okay, so 6 versus 4. Here we go. Slap fight. 7 versus
7 versus
5.
5.
Okay, so the Jade Salamander hit. He did a wound, and then the Bone Snapper is fallen. So that was his first 2 actions. His last action is a combo hit attack. So he's going to go ahead and try to attack with his big sharp teeth. So I'm combat 4. That weapon is plus 1. And I am also big, so that is dice plus 6 as well.
Plus 2 for attacking a fallen opponent.
Plus 2 for attacking a fallen opponent, so I'm dice plus 8.
And I am dice plus 5.
Same as before. And I don't
One
get-
more than before.
One more before because I don't get the
Mighty blow.
The mighty blow. That's right. So 8 versus 5.
Yep.
Here we go. Oh boy.
You got him.
Yeah, I think he's dead. All right. Next up, I've got the Gorger. He is quality 3 normally, but he's within a long stick of my leader, so he activates on 2s. So 2 actions on him, and I think we're just going to have him go up there. Yep. So he climbs this away. Okay, so for his first action, he moved up there. He's in base-to-base contact with the treasure. Let's see what that treasure is. Worthless junk. So we'll just go ahead and take that off the table, since it means nothing. All right. So what I've got left is my Cannon Master and my leader. Right now, I'll go ahead and activate my leader. I'll do a... multiple activation on him. On 3s. 3 actions. Okay. Okay, so we did the measurements, and with the 3 actions, I can get in there and do a slide-in attack. So I won't get the bonus for the rush, but I will engage, and we will do a single attack.
So I am with combat 4 with plus 1 for my weapon is 5. And we are the same size, I believe.
We
so
are.
there are no size bonus there, so I'm dice plus 5.
I am combat 5, and I have a big obsidian edge club, which is plus 1. So dice plus 6 versus dice plus 5. All right, here we go.
So I got an 8.
And I got a 10, so I hit you.
I am armor 2.
And I am armor break. Armor break 2 on that.
So I took a wound.
Took a wound.
But he is tough, so he is not fallen.
Right, he can't be fallen on a single wound. Alright, so last for me, top of turn 3, we're going to do the Draconid Cannon Master. He shot last turn, so there's really not much for him to do other than reload. It takes 2 actions to reload. So I'm going to activate him on 3s, do multiple activation. He's quality 3. So thank goodness, I got 2 actions, so he's just going to spend this turn reloading, and we are going to turn it over to the bottom of turn 2, Axibalan Empire. Okay, bottom of turn 2, John, what you thinking?
I'm going to try to activate Chimalma first.
Okay.
So she activates on 2s, 1 success automatic because she's a hero.
Right.
So 3 successes.
3 actions. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Heading for the cannon.
Let me see here.
Can you engage? Looks like
I could, but I'm probably just going to shoot him.
I think you should just shoot, yeah.
Yeah. I'll do an aim shot at him.
Okay. All right, John, so you want to pop one of those explosive arrows into my Draconid Cannon Master. What's the dice math on that?
I'm combat 4, my bow is +1, so that's dice +5. It's 2 sticks away, but I'm doing a 1-point aim, so there's no range penalty on that.
Right. Okay, so dice +5 versus dice +3?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
I'm going to reroll that with my hero ability.
Yes, you can do that once per game. Oh, boy. So I am 8 and you are
7.
7,
Shot misses.
so it misses. All right, John, what's next?
I'm going to activate the Bone Snapper here.
Okay, he is still Berserk.
Yep, so
Right.
it activates on 2s.
All right, here we go.
So 3 successes.
3 successes. I think I know where we're going. Jade Salamander.
So that'll be a rush.
Yep, you take 2 actions to get in there,
Yep.
and your third is to attack.
So I am combat 5 plus 2 points for the rush, so I'm at dice +7.
He's combat 5?
Oh, +4 +1 for his weapon.
God, I was going to say, whoo, they got good. Okay, John, so what's the dice math on this?
I am combat 4 +1 for my weapon is 5 plus 2 more because he rushed, so I'm at dice +7.
Right.
And your salamander would be
Combat 4
+1 for weapon 5 +1 for being bigger. So I
Dice
am at
plus
7
6.
and you're at 6.
Okay, dice +7 versus dice +6.
I got an 11.
You got an 11 and I got a 9. What's your armor break?
Is armor break 2.
Okay, so you beat me by 2. And you have armor break 2, and I have armor of 2. So basically, you do hit me. You do a wound. The Jade Salamander is tough, so he isn't fallen. But he does a wound to the body, and he is not fallen, but he also breaks the Berserk. The Jade Salamander's Berserk. The Bone Snapper is still Berserk.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. All right, John, what's next?
Next up, I'm going to activate Kothion. He is quality 4. He's within a long stick of my leader, so he activates on 3s.
Okay, Elephant Man, here we go.
3
All right,
successes.
3 actions. What are we going to do with those?
I believe I'm going to do a 2-point Mighty Blow into your leader.
All right, so you got 3 actions in that activation. What do you want to do with him? He's got a big old great weapon, I hear.
Yep, I'm going to do a 2-point Mighty Blow.
Okay.
His great weapon causes an additional -1 on Mighty Blows.
Mm-hmm.
So
-1 to the opponent.
to the opponent. So he has combat 4 with +1 for his weapon, so he is +5, and he'll put a -3 penalty then onto yours.
Right, so Coat Loxy is combat 5. He's got a +1 for his weapon, so -3 on that based on your Mighty Blow and the great weapon. So I'm dice +3 and your dice plus
5.
dice +5. So 3 versus 5. Here we go.
So I got a 9.
I got a 6, and I am armor 3 on the front. What's your armor break?
3.
So you did a wound.
And if weapon causes a wound, enemy is knocked directly backwards 1 short stick and rendered fallen.
Got
Only
it.
affects models the same size or smaller.
Right. Okay, so he's knocked back 1 short stick and is fallen. Okay, so Coat Loxy took a blow to the noggin. Well, actually took a blow to the body, I guess, right? From Kothion, so that knocks him back a short stick. He is fallen, even though he's tough. That tough only applies to the melee attack. The actual effect of the melee attack is to knock them down or knock them back and fallen. So he takes a wound on the body and is fallen. All right, John, what's next?
A Moxley.
Okay,
She activates on 2s.
here we go.
2 successes.
2 successes. What's the plan here? Get up a little bit?
No.
Or aiming?
I'm gonna
Shooting.
I'm going to do an aim shot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do a called shot at his leg.
Okay.
So I am combat 3, +1 for my weapon is 4, +1 for a large target is 5, -2 for an aim shot is 3, +2 for precise is 5, -2 for range. So I'm at dice +3 total.
Okay. And so I am combat 5, so it's just straight combat.
-1 for aimed.
Right. So combat. So 4 versus
3.
3. Here we go.
Nothing.
Nothing. So just a miss. All right. So still falling, but didn't hit.
Yeah.
Okay, John, so what's next?
Next up, I'm going to activate Maya Huel, who's going to attempt to cast Thunderstorm.
Thunderstorm!
So she is quality 3, but has Elementalist, so she casts on +1, so 2s.
Yep, activate on 2s.
3 successes.
3 successes. So 3 points there, plus the 2 you had last turn.
I'm going to spend one of the points, though, after she gets done casting, to have her go airborne.
Okay.
So it'll be a 4-point Thunderstorm.
Got it. All right, John, so you cast that Thunderstorm. Tell us a little bit about your placement there, the red dice.
Yeah, it pretty much hits almost all of Greg's army.
Right, so essentially it's a medium stick wide. We didn't have enough dice to demarcate it, but think of a wall kind of going like this with a medium stick width here, kind of going that way. And so what's the effect of that?
All models that enter it or activate in it have to roll a resistance check. And if they fail, they take they need 2 successes. They fail, they take 1 wound and are transfixed.
Right.
And it also acts as tactical cover.
Right. Okay, so that doesn't do anything to me now, but when I try to activate later, there's potential side effects.
Yep.
And then she took 1 action and went up, yeah?
Yep, she went airborne.
Okay, sounds good. All right, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, top of turn 3, we're going to start with Kalath the Reaver. He's quality 3. He's within a long stick of my leader, so he activates on 2s. However, the first thing I need to do, since he's in the Thunderstorm, is I need to do a resistance check. And I didn't do that.
I'm going to be surprised if it's anything other than
Resistance
2s.
2.
Yeah.
So his resistance is 2, so I need at least 2 2s or higher to negate any effect from the Thunderstorm.
Yep.
So he negates it. So that is not a quality. That is not an activation. That was just a resistance check. So now we do an activation on 2s.
2 dice.
Now we do an activation on 2s. So heroic, right?
Yep.
Okay, so Kalath has 4 actions from a heroic activation. So we're basically going to do this. We're going to move him around Pantheon. I don't get quite to the leader, so it's going to take me 3 actions to do a rush into the leader model. And so let's work out the dice math on that. Okay. So I am combat 5. I have huge horns, which are hand-to-hand +2, so that's 7. I am bigger, so that's +1, that's 8. And a rush is +2, so that's 10.
Yep, you were dice +10. And I am combat 3 with +1 for my weapon, so I am dice +4.
Okay, and so I know Mighty Blow here, so no minuses to you. So dice +4 versus dice +10. Here we go. Oh, God.
So I got a 5.
I got a
16. So you tripled me.
Tripled you.
I do have 4 wounds. So I have 1 wound remaining and I'm fallen.
Oh. Okay, so next up we'll do Kotlaxi. Remember, he is again in the Thunderstorm, so I need to do a resistance roll first. So he's resistance 4. He's got body armor of 3, but one of that's from the shield, so it's effectively +2 to that resistance roll, because you don't get to count the shield for this sort of thing. So I resist on 2s. So he's fine. So now I need to do a regular activation. I will do multiple activations on 3s. So 2 actions.
1 to stand up.
And take 1 to stand up. So I'm just going to take a single action and move him up. Get him the heck out of that Thunderstorm, because it's scary. I'm just going to put him right there. He's actually not there, but probably more like this. Well, I guess he can balance right there. I just worry about that model balancing.
Yeah.
So that's his activation. Next up, let's do these guys. So the Lancer needs to do a resistance check, so we've already checked. His armor, he's resistance 5, +1 because of his body armor, so he actually, my resistance check is on 4s. So not a great chance of resisting here.
He's fine.
So he's actually fine. So now I need to do my activation, and I'm going to let discretion be the better half of valor, and we're just going to move up. About there. Now with the Stalker, his resistance is...
I'm going to say it's probably 5.
I want to say 5, but let's make sure. Resistance 5, and no body armor to help him there.
Uh-oh.
So this could be interesting. So not a quality check again. This is a resistance check. I need at least 2 5s.
3 failures.
So 3 failures. So what happens there?
He takes a wound and he becomes transfixed.
He is wounded. Does that make him fall into?
No.
Okay, he just takes a wound. Okay, so he takes a wound on his body. That means he takes 1 wound on the body. He's got 1 left, and he is transfixed.
Now he's still trying to activate, though, to see if he can shake the transfixed.
Right. Question is...
He cannot do it on a simple activation.
He cannot.
Yep.
I could wait until my next turn.
Yep.
I could just do a quick activation and leave him there.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm going to do because I don't want to prematurely turn over the turn. Okay, so next up, I'm going to activate the Jade Salamander. He's no longer Berserk, but he is within a long stick of my leader, so I activate
Just need to
do need to do the transfix
Thunderstorm.
rolls. Thank you. So the Jade Salamander wants to activate. His resistance is 4, plus 2 for his body armor, so he resists on 2s. Ooh. Failed. So he takes a wound.
And becomes transfixed.
And is transfixed. And I think at this point I do want to try to risk getting him back in the game. So I'm going to try to activate on 3s. So 1 action, which is ineffectual, and I turn over the turn to John. All right, bottom of turn 3, John. Where are we going first?
We're going to go to Chimoma.
Okay, makes sense.
So she is quality 2 hero, so activates on 2s with 2 dice. Heroic.
There you go. 4 actions. All right, John, you got 4 actions. What do you want to do?
I'm going to do a 2-point aim at the Cannon Master there.
Uh-huh.
So that I am dice plus 5 on it.
Uh-huh.
And I believe then he will be dice plus 2.
Correct. Did combat 4 minus the 2 aims, so dice plus 2 versus dice plus 5?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
I got a 9.
I got a 7. You hit.
Oh, you got an 8. Dice plus 2.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. I got an 8.
Yep.
Okay, so your 9 versus 8 with armor break 2 and armor 2 actually does cause a wound to the body, and he has fallen. So you've spent 3 actions now?
Yep, and my 4th I'm going to pick up the treasure.
Okay, let's see what it is.
Artifact.
It is the artifact. Bomb, bomb, bomb. All right, let's see what that artifact is, John.
Okay, it is 1, 3, so it's a holographic projector.
Holographic projector.
So I now gained the madness ability.
Oh, okay. What does that do?
I believe that
Oh, that's like the Yosoth, the ethereal of Yosoth guy.
Any enemy model within a long distance has its quality roll modified by -1.
Mm.
Cannon Master, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, Cannon Master, you're mad! Well, maybe not. We'll see. Okay, so you've got the ancient artifact. I think the key thing there is that it is worth 4 victory points. Okay, John, what's next?
Next up, I think I'm going to go to Maya Hool,
Okay.
who is going to attempt to cast Energy Beam.
Okay.
So
she had spell points last turn, but she blew them all on the
Yep.
wall, so we're starting fresh.
Yep. She gets them on 2s.
Ooh!
2 points.
2 points. Not terrible.
So that is a medium spell then.
Right, and you're up 1 level, right?
Yep. So I'm going to try to cast it at him. It's going to be horribly inaccurate. So at 2 spell points, that's base spell attack is +4.
Okay.
It's precise, so I'm going to do a shot at his leg.
Okay.
So I'm base dice +4, -2, -4 for range. Because of the extra range for the height, so I'm at dice +0.
Right, and I am dice +4 because...
You're dice +5.
Dice +5, right.
Yep.
Sorry, I thought you aimed for some reason. Okay, so dice +5 versus dice +0. Here we go.
Yeah.
I don't...
Yeah,
nothing.
Okay.
Missed. All right.
Next up, then, we'll go to...
You've got your Huntress and your leader left, I think.
You got my Rogue Hunter,
and those 2 guys.
Cawthon, and I'm going to go to the Bone Snapper.
Okay, Bone Snapper.
Who is still Berserk.
Is still Berserk.
So he activates on 2s. I believe I am still within a long stick of my leader, but we should probably check that.
Yeah, let's verify that real quick. I think so,
yeah, that's fine.
For sure.
Yeah. So, gets it on 2s.
2s!
3 successes.
All right. All right, John, so you got 3 actions on that Bone Snapper. Looks like you want to do some sort of mighty blow with that giant axe. Tell us the math.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a mighty blow with it. So I'm combat 4. The axe is +1, so that's 5. And then because you're transfixed, I get +2 more on that, so I'm dice +7.
Right. So your dice +7. I am combat 4, +1 for my weapon, +1 because I'm bigger. but -2 because you're doing a mighty blow, so I'm combat, or dice +4.
Yep, and the reason why that mighty blow is -2 is because of my great weapon.
Right. Okay, so dice +4 versus dice +7. Here we go!
I got a 13.
I got a 11. So what's...
You got a 10.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, 10. So 13 versus 10?
Yep.
Pretty sure that breaks armor.
Yep.
Okay. So one more point of damage on the Jade Salamander. So 3 points of damage against his body. He's not knocked back or fallen because he's tough. And good hit, John.
So now I'm going to do because I have combo attack.
You sure do.
I'm going to use my arm spikes.
Arm spikes.
For my last attack.
Yep.
Those are +0 though, so I am sitting on dice +6 with those.
Okay. So I am going to be dice +6 as well, just because of my weapon, my combat, and bigger, right?
Yep.
Okay, so 6 versus 6. Ugh.
I got a 9.
I got a 7. What's the armor break on that?
There is no armor break on the arm spikes.
Okay, so he is armor 2, so 1 more wound on the body on that guy, so he's got 4 wounds on the body. So he's looking a little ragged. All right, John, what's next?
Next up, I'm going to activate a Moxley.
Okay.
She activates on... She's quality 3, but within a long stick of my leader, so she activates on 2s.
Right.
2 successes.
2. Do you want to think?
Nah,
Okay.
I don't think. I do.
Thinking.
I'm going to just do a shot at your leader.
Sure,
there.
gotcha. Okay, so 2 actions, gonna do a shot. What's the math on that?
Not very good.
Yeah.
I'm combat 3 with +1 from my weapon is 4. It's precise. I'm gonna do a shot at your leg.
Mm-hmm.
So I am at dice, but there's -2 for range on that.
Right.
But there's +1 because you're big.
Right.
So I'm at dice +3.
Right, and I'm just combat 5. So 5 versus 3.
Yep.
Here we go.
Nope.
Nope, missed. And there's no, there's no blast.
There's no blast or
Yeah.
anything on that.
Not that it would have mattered because you missed, but actually it would have mattered even if you missed. But all right, anything? What's left?
I'm gonna have her stand up. Quick action.
Just quick activation.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So leader stands up.
Yep. And then I'm gonna try to activate Kothion.
Yep. On 3s.
3s.
Yep. Here we go.
3 successes.
3 successes.
So I'm gonna do a slide in.
To the leader. Yep.
Yep.
Got it.
And then I'm going to do a 2-point mighty blow.
Gotcha.
So I am going to be at dice +5.
Okay. And I am just combat 5. We are the same size.
But you get your weapon bonus on that.
Oh, all right. So combat 6 or dice +6. Yep.
But my mighty blow
Takes me to 4.
my great weapon, so it's -3 off.
That's
that.
right. So 3, right?
So yep, I'm at 6 and you're at 3.
Right. Okay. 3 versus 6.
I got an 8.
I got a 6. Okay, so he was over by 3, but I have armor 3, so it equaled the armor. So we do a knockback. So we're gonna knock him back, and he takes a wound on the body.
It's fallen. With the knockback.
That's right. Okay, that was the bottom of turn 3. Recap, Axibalans went, started doing some damage, capitalizing on the thunderstorm, wreaking havoc on my guys. The Jade Salamander is still in it, but he's looking a little bit bloodied, and kind of making some moves up here and whatnot. So we're going to go to the top of turn 4, Draconid Legion. Okay, top of turn 4, we're going to go to the Draconid Legion. So we're going to start with Kalath the Reaver. He's a hero. He's within a long stick of his leader. So he activates on 2s. So 3 actions. So we're going to start with a mighty blow against your leader, John.
Okay.
So I am combat 5 plus
2 for your weapon.
2 for my weapon.
And 1 for big.
Plus 1 for being big. And -1 for you for mighty blow.
So you're dice +8 and I'm at dice +3.
Right. So 8 versus 3. Here we go. 3. So 6 versus 11.
Yep.
Oh, I did not double you, but I think you've only got 1 wound
Yep,
left.
she is dead.
All right.
So my leader died, so I have to morale check now.
Okay, so the leader being killed, we have to do a morale check across the entire warband. So, John, we're just going to kind of go through all the surviving models and see what we need to do.
Yep.
So we're going to do will checks for everybody?
Yep.
All right,
So
let's
we'll
start.
Start with Chamalma first. She
Okay.
is will 2.
All right, so you need
So she's off the board.
So there was a recent update to the rules on that. So if you do one failure on your will check, you are fine. If you do 2 failures against your will, you do 1 medium stick towards the closest table edge, 3 failures, and you move 2 medium sticks to the closest table edge. So she was within 2 medium sticks, so she just runs off the board. All right, who's next?
Next up, we'll go to Kothion.
Okay.
He has got will of 4.
All right, will of 4.
He's fine.
He's fine.
Then we'll go to Amoxley, or Mortley, or Moxley.
Moxley. Yeah, Moxley.
Yes. So she is will of 3.
Okay, and that is...
Right there.
There we go.
She's fine.
Totally fine.
Maya Huel is will 3.
Yep.
Fine.
Yep.
And he is Berserk. Berserk models do not check for morale.
Okay, so that's everyone on your side. So just 1 model lost, and I assume she gets off the table with the treasure?
I assume so.
Okay. So Kalath took 2 actions in that activation and killed the leader of the warband, so he can take a 3rd action. With his 3rd action, he's going to move in to base with Kothion. And I don't have any more actions to engage, so that's it for him. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick activation over here. He took a wound last time from the Huntress's bow, so he's just going to take a quick activation and stand up. Alright, next up we're going to do a quick activation on this guy. We're just going to move him up and get him in base to base with the treasure. Okay, I'm going to let Discretion be the better half of Valor. I'm going to do a quick activation on Kotlaxi, and we're just going to stand up. So we're going to go ahead and activate this guy. He's transfixed, but I can still take wounds by terrible resistance rolls. So I still have to take a resistance roll even though I'm transfixed. So he's resistance 4, he's got body armor 2, which adds to the resistance. So he's resisting on 2s.
He's fine.
So he's fine. Okay, so I did not get a wound from the thunderstorm. So now I have to activate quality 4 within a long stick of leer, so activating on 3s.
2 actions.
2 actions.
So he can snuff off the transfix.
That's right. So he's going to shake off the transfix. It takes 2 actions to do that.
Yep.
And now that's his action.
He's done.
He's done. Okay, so that was his activation. So the Draconid Cannon Master went, Kalath, Kotlaxi,
You've got these 2.
That's right. I forgot him last time. So he activates on 3s. So let's go ahead and try to do multiple activations on him. Last time I activated him, I tried to get a treasure, but it turned out to be worthless junk. Let's see if we can get some 3s on this guy. So 2 actions. I saw that 1 and I was like, oh boy, his number's up. So we're just going to kind of come down here. Now, keeping in mind...
Yeah. You can skirt.
I think I can skirt by going boink.
Yep.
But I can't get to the treasure and see what it is, but I can get there.
Yep.
We're going to do wobbly model. You'll have to forgive me, but he's really kind of right there. And then next turn we can do something about that. Okay, so last up is my Stalker.
Yeah.
And he resists on 5s, I want to say, from last time. Yeah, he resists on 5, so good chance of him dying this turn. So let's see if he can resist the thunderstorm. Hey, look at that! He did. So he resisted.
Now you have to.
Now I have to activate, right? And I need at least 2 3s to shake off that transfix. So I really need 3 3s to get the heck out of dodge. Well, I don't.
So you shake the transfix.
I shake the transfix, but I'm sticking around.
But you're going to have to roll for resistance again next turn when you activate inside the thunderstorm.
Exactly. All right, so that is everybody on the top of turn 4 for the Draconids. Let's move over to the bottom of turn 4, Axibalan Empire. All right, John, bottom of turn 4, what are we thinking?
I'm going to try to activate Maya Huel.
Myhul, okay.
She's going to do the elemental...
Bolt thing?
Yeah.
Sure.
So activates on 2.
All right, here we go.
3 successes.
No problem.
So
you need some sticks. Here we go.
Medium stick would be awfully nice.
Yep. There you go, buddy. All right, so 3 actions.
So I'm going to try to...
Because she's flying, right?
Yep, so she's seeing downwards.
Yeah.
So 1... that's awful.
Yeah, assuming she's 1 up, I don't know that she could actually have line of sight. Because this thing might be in the way.
Well, can always...
Move her over. And again, she's flying, so she's 1 medium stick up.
She'll have line of sight from here.
She sure will.
And you are 2 medium sticks away.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing a 2-point blast. and I'll do that. Call a shot at your leg.
Okay.
So I am. That spell would be 2 spell points into it. So it has a spell value +2. So that's a +4 base, -2 for range, +1 for your being big. So I'm at dice +3.
Right. And so I'm combat 5. And so 3 versus 5?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Ugh. Ugh.
I got a 9.
I got a 6, so you hit.
I beat you by 3.
Yeah, he does not have 3 armor on his legs. So a wound on the legs.
And on the body. Thanks.
And on the body. Yes, based on the new rules. All right, so not fallen because he's tough, but another wound on the body. So that's 3 wounds on the body for him and 1 wound on the legs. All right, who's next?
Oh, now they all get dangerous.
No leader, so no activation bonus. So it gets kind of interesting from here on
I'll
out.
activate a Moxley.
Okay.
So she activates on 3s. I'll attempt multiple actions. 2.
2 actions, okay. Not bad, not bad.
I'm going to do an aim shot.
Now remember, he's here,
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
but I don't think that matters.
Yeah, I'm going to do an aim shot at him.
Okay.
I will do a called shot because I'm a precise weapon. I'll do it at his leg.
Leg day, huh?
So I am combat 3 +1 for my weapon is 4 precise, so no minus on the leg shot. But I do get -2 because I'm more than 2 medium sticks away, so I'm at dice +2.
And I'm combat 4, so
Yeah, dice +4.
dice +4. Here we go!
-1 for the aim shot.
-1. Okay, you're right. So dice +3 versus dice +2? Is that right?
Yep, nothing.
Looks like a miss. All right.
Okay, next up we'll go to my Berserker.
Okay. Good move.
So he...
You might take that Jade Salamander out this
I'm
turn.
not optimistic.
Well, again, we were just talking about this. He's not transfixed anymore, so the dice odds aren't quite as in your favor this time.
And I have to try multiple actions. I'm now only activating on 3s, though, because my leader's dead.
Right,
so,
right. But
so
you're
here
still
goes.
Berserk.
2 successes.
2 successes.
So I'll do a Mighty Blow on him.
Okay.
So I am dice +5.
Mm-hmm.
And my Mighty Blow puts -2 on you. So you are...
Because of your weapon.
Yep. So you are +4, +1 for being bigger is 5, +1 for your weapon is 6, -2, so you're at 4. So I'm at 5 and you're at 4.
5 versus 4. Here we go.
7 versus 8.
Yeah.
You got me. You knocked me down and did a wound.
Wound and
Fallen.
All right. And that kills your Berserk now.
It sure does.
All right. Well, them's the breaks. All right. So that slap fight continues. Where do we want to go next?
Kothyon.
Kothyon!
The only one I have left. So,
right. I guess that's right.
quality 4, he'll attempt multiple actions.
All right. Here we go.
1 action.
1 action, and the turns over, but it doesn't matter because he's your last guy.
So if I'm attacking, I'm at dice +5, and you are dice +8.
Correct.
Yeah, well, let's give it a shot.
You don't have to attack if you don't want to.
Let's give it a shot.
All right. 8 versus 5. Here we go.
14 to 10, I take a wound.
Take a wound, but you're not falling because you're tough.
Yep.
All right, so that's the first wound on Kothyon.
Yep.
And that is turn, right?
That ends the turn.
All right, we're going to move to top of turn 5 for the Draconid Legion. All right, top of turn 5. We're going to do a quick activation here to pick up the treasure and see what we get. So D6. It's a 5. I think that's a ether?
Ether. Ether crystals.
Ether crystals. Okay. So he's got that treasure, and that's his activation. So next up, we're going to go here for this lizard, this Lancer, excuse me. We're going to do a quick activation with him, and he's going to pick up that treasure. It's another Ether crystal. Okay, so that's that. Next up, I think we're going to go to Kotlaxi, and he is activating on... Actually, scratch that. We're going to go to Calath the Reaver. He's a hero, and he's within a long stick of my leader, so he activates on 2s. 2 actions. Or 3 actions, excuse me. So I got 3 actions on Calath. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to disengage from Kothyon. He's a hero, so I just need a quality check on 2s because I'm close to the leader. 2 dice need 2s.
No problem.
No problem, so I can disengage freely. So my first action is to move. So I've got 3 actions. That was my first action. Second action is to pick up that treasure. Let's see what we get. Worthless junk. And my third action... I could do a slide-in attack with Kothyon.
You could.
I think that's what I'm going to...
That's probably your best action.
Yeah. What's... let me think about that. What's up with her in combat?
Not very good. She's combat 3.
Yeah, but I don't think I can
She can probably disengage from you, though, before you get to swing.
but I don't want him slamming him, so
Yeah.
I am going to do an attack. So I'll do a slide and attack there.
P quality 4 Kothian has problems disengaging at this point, so yeah.
Okay, so I am combat 5 plus 2 on my weapon, plus 1 because I'm bigger.
Your dice plus 8, I am dice plus 5.
Dice plus 8 versus 5, here we go.
So I got a 9.
14 versus a 9.
So another wound.
Another wound, and not fallen because not doubled.
So 2 wounds on him so far.
2 wounds on that body. Okay, so next up we're going to do Kotlaxi. We're going to try to do multiple actions on 3s. 3 actions. So I'm going to stay out of that storm. So the first action is just going to be, I'm just going to move him here. I don't know if we can stand straight up.
Get that treasure.
Get that treasure. Okay, so first action is to move. Second action, let's see what the treasure is.
Junk.
Worthless junk.
I have a lot of those this game.
That's 3 worthless junks, and I've got 2 ether crystals, and that's it.
Yep, and I've got the artifact.
And you've got the artifact. Okay, so that was his second action. He's got 3 actions. So what I think I'm going to do...
You can do a slide and attack.
I was going to say, I think I can do a slide and attack and not be in danger.
Yep.
So I'm going to do a slide and attack there. And let's figure that out. So I'm combat 5.
Plus 1 for your weapon
Plus
is
1
6.
for weapon is 6. I'm bigger.
So 7, and fallen opponents, your dice plus 9.
Dice plus 9 versus dice plus...
5.
Okay, 9 versus 5. Here we go. Ugh.
He's dead.
I think he's super dead,
Yep.
yeah. Okay, so next up is the Jade Salamander. Remember, he got out of his transfixed state last turn, but he's still in the cloud, so he needs to do a resistance roll. So he resists on 2s. He resists.
Fine.
Okay, now we activate on 3s because he's within a long stick of my leader.
3 actions.
3 actions. What am I going to do with those actions? So we're just going to do that. We're going to do that, and we're going to do a Mighty Blow. So it's combat 4, weapon is 5, charge is 6, and then Buddy is 7. And then you are dice minus 2 because of the Mighty Blow.
So I'm dice plus 3.
Dice plus 3 versus dice plus 7. Here we go!
So I got a 5.
I got a 13.
So you doubled me.
Doubled him, so he is
Took 2 wounds and he's fallen.
So that's 3 wounds on his body?
He has...
Was he 1 before or 2
He
before?
has 2 wounds left on his body.
2 wounds left,
Yep.
and he's fallen.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And so last up for me is the
Stalker.
Stalker. Thank you.
Yeah, no
Mind
problem.
block there. So he like before, he resists on 5s. This could be the end of the Stalker.
It is the end of
It
the
is
Stalker.
the end of the Stalker. So he dies from his wounds from the lightning. So he is my casualty. All right, and I think that is the end of my turn. We're going to go to the bottom of turn 5, Axibalans. Okay, so we're actually going to call the game. That was top of turn 5. We're going to call the game at this point. At this point, the Axibalans had the Ancient Artifact, which is worth 4 victory points. The Draconids have 2 Ether Crystals that are worth 2 victory points each. So there's 2 treasures for the Draconids and 1 treasure for the Axibalans. So there's really not much chance of a different outcome based on the board state at this point. So we're going to go ahead and call the game. So the total score for the game was the Axibalans have 4 victory points due to the Ancient Artifact. The Draconids have 9 victory points due to 2 Ether Crystals being worth 2 each. And per the scenario rules, plus 5 victory points for the side that has the most golden treasures, Ether Crystals, or Ancient Artifacts gains an additional 5 victory points. So the final tally is 9-4 in favor of the Draconids. We're going to come right back with our post-game report and discussion. Hang tight. Okay, folks, so that's a wrap for our 12th battle report of ShadowSea and Deep Wars. This time we brought you a ShadowSea game played on a thematic jungle table. Talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk a little bit about the forces. This is the first time we've seen Draconids on the channel. We'll talk about them. Talk a little bit about MVPs and kind of the scenario in general. So, John, tell me a little bit about playing on this jungle table. What'd you think?
Oh, I really liked it. It looks amazing. And I think both armies kind of fit the theme of it too.
Yeah, I think absolutely. I kind of had this vision of the Axibalans defending their jungle hideout or whatnot, and the Draconids kind of coming in to battle their former masters and take revenge or something like that. And it turned out to be a little bit thematic in that way as well. I think the jungle table, it had a lot of scatter terrain on it. It didn't have a lot of line of sight blocking stuff on it. It probably helped us and hindered us both in different but equal measure. I think it opened up charge lanes for me, but tell me about your shooting.
Yeah, I had a lot of opportunities for it. It's just I rolled badly, so it was largely inaccurate.
Yeah, it seemed like your dice were not on your side, particularly on the shooting aspect of that. But yeah, I think, from my perspective, I really enjoyed putting this table together. It was a lot of fun from a hobby perspective. It took a long time and took a lot of work, but I really enjoyed it. And maybe we'll do more battles on this, but with different forces or different themes, or maybe there'll be a new battle or a new table with a different theme on it at some point in the future for Deep Wars or ShadowSea. I really enjoyed having this table opposed to just the the vinyl mat and just standard scatter terrain and whatnot. Let's talk a little bit about the forces. So like I said, this was the first time we've seen the Draconids on the table. We've seen the Axibalans once before, I think?
Yeah, once before versus Dark Mirror.
Yeah, that's right. We had that battle on the temple in the 10th battle report, I think we did. So tell me a little bit about your list and how you felt like it performed today.
To be honest with you, if I was redoing it again, I would probably drop Shamalma, the hero, out of it. Mm-hmm. She's really good and all, and normally reliable, even though she did fail that morale check this game.
Yeah, that was surprising.
But the issue I have with her is a volume of attack type thing. And in her place, if I dropped her, I could put in the shaman, who can summon creatures. I think the only thing you need to counter the Draconids would be to have something that could summon something big to throw at him.
Yeah.
And she's only 99 points, so you could put her into the list.
Plus maybe something small.
Yeah, plus another personality model potentially.
Right.
And then you could drop some things out of your... you could drop some out of the bait. If I dropped one of the Bone Snappers with the points I had left over from the 800 points, I could have had 75 points in a summoning pool, which would have been enough to put a 150-point creature onto the table.
Yeah, what would you summon?
She could summon Stygian creatures. I would summon either an Orgug or a Spinosaur.
Yeah, those are good choices. So you're shooting. I think you maybe had a little bit of bad dice luck on those. You walked away from battle report number 10 not feeling great about the Bone Snappers. You had a little bit different experience with the Bone Snapper in this one.
I still don't feel great about him, because I think the whole way... I think Berserk is less damaging in Deep Wars, where you have more limited line of sight than is in ShadowSea. When you see across the table with it, you don't really... It's difficult to position them, because I was trying to position them at the start of this game where they wouldn't just run off and get killed.
Right. Well, he did a lot of damage to my Jade Salamander.
Yeah, he did.
The Salamander, way over his weight class, and the Salamander never really kind of got to grips with anybody in any particular meaningful way, but... yeah, I was actually pretty impressed for that. How many points is that Bone Snapper?
64.
See, that's just incredible. The Jade Salamander was 13, but he had the thunderstorm kind of transfixing him and whatnot, and had that in his favor as well. So it's not a complete apples to apples comparison, but that one worked out for you. Tell me a little bit about your MVP.
That's got to be Maya Hool.
Yeah.
Dropping the thunderstorm.
Yeah, that did a lot of... That really disrupted my game plan.
I think Maya Hool is terrific for the points. I love the model sculpt too. She's one of my favorite models in the faction. I just can't see putting an Axibalan list together that doesn't have her in there.
Yeah, she's really, really solid.
She's really solid.
Yeah. And on my side, I think it goes without saying, I think we saw Kalath, the Reaver, do a lot of work. He's a really, really potent model. And at 800 points, that's probably the lowest point list I would put him in to make it feel kind of balanced.
Otherwise, you have a hard time putting a leader in the list.
Exactly, and you're not going to have enough room for personalities. I mean, maybe you could do the Ridgeback Bone Snapper, or Ridgeback Spinebreaker, excuse me, as the other leader in a smaller list. But
you could do both those like in a 600-point list.
Yeah, exactly. But Kotloxi is just he's another one of those tough models, and they've just got so much meat to grind through. That pair is a really potent combination. I would have to say Kalath was probably the MVP for the Draconids. Did a lot of work. The other guys just kind of followed up, and you know, I tried to be a little bit cautious with my activations on my lower quality models, and eventually they got up the field. Luckily, there wasn't enough beef on the other side to sort of deal with them, so they picked up a couple of treasures. But I think, you know, the combo of the Jade Salamander, he kind of took it on the, he took most of the hits on the chin. The Içana River and Koloxi was a pretty potent one, and I was pretty pleased with their performance. So yeah, I think, you know, the theme table and these two forces fighting on this table really was a great mechanic. Let's talk a little bit about that cannon shot at the very beginning of the game.
Yeah.
That was insane.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, me neither. It's like, okay, well, this actually makes my list 800 points on the nose, which is almost unheard of. So it's like, well, I've got him painted. He's a great model. He looks cool. We've never really seen artillery in any of these games before. Let's give it a shot. And, you know, maybe I rolled well. I don't know. But just that long aimed shot and kind of landing it from downtown was just wild.
I think if you can get a model back there, they're easy to remove because they only have 2 wounds.
Right. And you were in danger of doing that if your dice hadn't betrayed you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's an issue is when you have a model that's over 100 points that only has 2 wounds. That can be, but it's mitigated by you have to take effort to actually get anything other than artillery in range.
Right. And it's going to take you more than a turn or two to get there to do it. So yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. I was a little surprised that the Stalker didn't do... I put him in a position where I wasn't doing much with him because he's a quality 3 model, and you tend to maybe be a little bit more risk tolerant with a quality 3 model, but I treated it more like a quality 4 model supporting the Lancer. So, you know, I don't know that I utilized him as well as I could have, but I think he did fine. He ended up dying in the thunderstorm, but what are you going to do? So that game, we wrapped that up. It was a 9-4 victory for the Draconids. I think it was a well-fought game. You know, the Draconids just kind of started pushing in from turn 1, and it didn't really stop. You know, it was a hard-fought game, and I certainly had fun.
I did too.
Yeah, good. Okay, well, I think that's about all I can think of. John, is there anything you want to add to this?
No, that sounds good.
Okay, cool. Well, I think we're going to call that a wrap. So, great battle, lots of fun. And I think we're already kind of talking about what our next battle report might be. It might be something ShadowSea related, maybe with grave robbers and reanimation.
Hope so.
Interesting. We'll think about that. All right, folks. So thanks again for watching. We really appreciate you liking and subscribing to Cranky Old Gamer. If you like these videos, please comment on the video that's posted. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you want to see. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like us on Facebook, and give us comments on these. That really helps keep the motivation up to keep doing these for you. And we hope you enjoy them. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. So if you liked this battle report and you enjoyed the terrain and the table that we were playing on, stay tuned for an upcoming video on how I constructed this table. It'll be a short video, and once I'm done, I'll put the link to this in the show notes, and you can take a look at it and see if you want to make your own table just like it.